It's 8 o'clock right now. 8 o'clock. Let's hit it.
Oh, these are all double-digit beers.
Yes, they.
She just really loves you.
Apparently she does.
Oh, I gotta turn on the right audio here. I'm glad I caught that beforehand.
Yes, I know. We did that one time where we were like,
I'm going to turn it on.
And we are live.
Hey, check it out. I'm the first person to watch this.
Yeah.
It's like you're there.
you can ask yourself a
I'm
question.
going to ask myself.
According to this, you're not on yet. I got 0 viewers. So maybe chat or something. Welcome to episode 12 of Talking Heads. Full house tonight. I'm Jeff.
John.
Steve.
Michael.
I'm the odd man out. These three are brothers.
Yeah.
We don't look alike at all.
No. Mike is up from LA. He's visiting family up here, so we figured we'd have him on. And he doesn't do a lot of tech, but boy, can he drink some beer. So, so I figured why not. Anyway, a little bit different format tonight. We're just kind of... this is going to be kind of like a year in review kind of show, getting ready for the new year. We're going to talk about things that came out for the year, things we were excited about, things that flopped, Vega, and maybe give some predictions for the next year. So, and of course, drink beer while doing it. So,
That's always the best.
what do we want to start with tonight?
This one looks really interesting.
Okay, but I would finish on that because I think we have pepper beer and it could
ruin everything.
If it is,
I think we should start out with this one.
You want to start out with the heavy?
This sounded very good.
All right. So
This was the. Yeah,
this is the Lagunitas Willetizer, or Willetized. It is from Lagunitas down in California. It's a 12.6% coffee stout that was aged in Willet rye barrels from Willet Distillery.
Have you tried that one?
No, I haven't.
It's supposed to be fantastic.
It's great. It's like, they sell it in a 6-pack for $10.
Yeah.
Where?
This growler was 22.
Stores.
This growler was $22.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
really
insane.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be like a really great just 6-pack for $10. You know.
Is it like the craft beer equivalent to malt liquor? Is that?
It's approaching it.
Yeah.
There we go. See if I
Did
can
you get it at Barrel Cake?
B2 actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, B2 down on South Commercial in Salem. Another one of my favorite tap houses.
Yeah, B2 was supposed to have Founders Canadian Breakfast Stout.
But
They ran out.
They blew it.
Yeah.
They tapped it last Wednesday. I went in today to get that, and I asked the lady there, "Hey, I heard you had a Canadian breakfast stout." She goes, "A what?" And I said, "Yeah, my buddy texted me and said you tapped it last week." She goes, "Well, if we did, it's gone now."
Yeah. No, a lot of times actually at B Squared they'll tap it and then be like, "Oh, we only actually went through half of it."
Right.
And then they'll save the rest for later.
So there's again Lagunitas Willetized. Hey, stop it.
That's tasty.
Yeah, that was very good.
That's very good.
What'd you say this was? What, 12%?
12 and a half.
There's no freaking jalapenos in this one.
Oh, you just wait. That is a good
That's a
coffee.
good beer.
Oh,
It's thick too.
thick, creamy, a lot of molasses, a lot of coffee.
Good mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I know, I was
that's
actually
good.
looking for a 6-pack of that to age some and drink the rest.
Hey, Mike, since you're on the end, would you mind opening the door, letting the dog out? Sure. Usually that's my job. And, of course, we started the show, so it's time for the dog to go outside.
And I'm going to check this in.
Check it in. I think I have mine queued up to check in too.
Yeah, I think mine was queued up.
It was, but then I looked up the other.
There we go. Check in.
Yep. Check in. We're all doing it at the same
I'm
time.
gonna add a photo from our point of view.
And, in fact, if you're on Twitter, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah. You can see our perspective. If you're my friend on Untapped, you can see what my perspective is just a second ago.
That's right.
So nobody.
Yeah.
I will see it.
Yeah, John will see me. Except he's like,
I don't know if I even follow you.
yeah.
None. I'm not adding a description, but God, I'm rating that a 4.5.
I think I gave it a 4.
Yep.
What's a 5 to you?
I don't think I've hit a 5.
I've never hit a 5.
I've done a 4 3/4, and I think that was for the Dragon's Milk.
Yeah, that was. I think Dragon's
Yeah.
Milk was one of the highest ones I
I did a
tasted.
4 3/4 that one time we had Dragon's Milk at the Brewfest.
Yeah. That was pretty close to being one of my perfect beers.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a drink called Dragon's Milk.
Oh,
Yes.
I have
Dragon's Milk Stout.
It's a series actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have one of their versions. It's a Dragon Milk with mint. So it's super chocolate, and they threw mint in it.
I think Dragon's Milk and Mother of All Storms are probably my 2 highest rated.
Yes.
Is there not a drink called Milk of the Puppy?
There it is.
Milk of the Puppy?
That's not from Game of Thrones. Milk of the Puppy, or what I call it.
I think Lagunitas, because they got that dog logo, they should have
No, totally.
Milk of the puppy.
Milk of the Puppy. Is that what it's
Milk of the
called?
Puppy.
That's Milk of the Poppy.
Milk of the puppy.
I like puppies better. Milk of the Puppy.
They just get some little puppies.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right, so
Jeff, you need to have your location here as Craft Computing.
as a check-in.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
a check-in.
Yeah, but then people would know my home address.
I guess so.
Yeah.
You should then just do it like 6 blocks away.
Yeah. The problem is I live in a town of 1,000 people, and if you can find my town, you can probably find me.
Yeah.
And I'm giving away more information than I even should right there. My plan for this next year is I'm going to get a P.O. box, so if people wanted to send me things or send me bottles of beer, you can send me things.
Yeah.
Isn't that a
Not that you should send beer through USPS, but
You never
Everyone
know.
does.
They don't check it.
they don't check it. Just don't have it break in the box, and you're probably fine. But a couple people have offered to send me things. It's like I don't want to give you my home address to some random person.
yeah.
You can send it to me.
So-
it's fine. I'll give you my home address.
Right.
Oh, Jeff, it broke in the mail. Oh, here's the empty bottle, though.
Oh, that was delicious. I wish you could have tried it. Yeah.
The
that-
drippings at the bottom of the box smell delicious. I shredded the box and squeezed
Would
it
you
out.
like to lick the box?
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are terrible.
Your address is the corner of Lost and Homeless.
Exactly. That is really good.
Yeah, very tasty.
Yeah, kind of difficult to find a starting beer tonight because the sour can ruin your palate, the pepper can ruin your palate,
Yeah.
and this one's definitely a finished beer because it's almost like a dessert
thick,
beer.
yeah.
It's so thick.
Yeah.
Well, we could just keep on drinking this and just get these.
Right.
No.
No. What? We're almost out.
Oh, yeah, we're almost out.
Yeah, one growler does not go very far with 4 people.
Yeah.
I've got enough for another half pint there or so, maybe if we're lucky. So, all right. So the year in review. Not a lot of visual aids because I didn't have a lot of time to do this, but January. The only point I have for January, there was a lot of announcements for CES, a lot of new cases, but it was kind of mum as far as big news tech goes because.
I think CES was still about to happen at that point.
CES was still about to happen. Well, it happened January 9th, I think, last year, and it's about the
did it
same
really?
time this year. Yeah, it's always the first or second week of January. But a lot of announcements, but there were a lot of like accessory announcements and cases and things like that. None of the big players like Intel, Nvidia, AMD were anywhere. They'd either announced things in August or they were waiting till March.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't a lot of big like game-breaking CES news that changed something. So I kind of skipped over a lot of that. The one that I came up with was cryptocurrency.
Well, that was kind of predominant throughout the whole year.
It was dominant throughout the whole year.
Until
and it-
last week.
Right.
Like Intel yeah, it
really?
took a big dump.
I
Yeah.
have a friend of mine, he was like, invest in Bitcoin now.
Well, no. Invest in Bitcoin 5 years ago.
Yeah.
well, no.
With Bitcoin about 2 weeks ago, it peaked to like $22,000 for
Yeah.
a single Bitcoin.
Or it crashed $4,000 to $6,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still high.
17.
Yeah, it's still high up
That's
there.
Still high up.
But people who bought like within like the middle of a year or something.
if you bought when it was 15,000, you just lost your.
lost it.
Yeah, you just lost a bunch of money.
So, but Bitcoin was already pretty well established, but Ethereum was kind of coming on the scene.
Litecoin.
Litecoin was another one that Litecoin's I think's been out for about a year, maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
That took us during that crash.
There's been a couple
Yeah.
others. There's been Dogcoin. There's been
there's
stuff
about
like that.
100 out right now, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a lot of them. Out
But anyway, at the beginning of this year, it's people said, "Oh, Bitcoin's kind of mainstream. You can buy with Bitcoin on Amazon. You can buy your Netflix subscription with Bitcoin. You can do."
There was that. I think it was an article about some guy. This was like at the advent of Bitcoin, and he was trying to prove how practical Bitcoin's going to be.
Right.
And he ended up spending like 20 Bitcoins to buy a Domino's pizza, which nowadays that Domino's pizza.
So it bought that delivery guy's house. Yeah. So that guy definitely lost out on that. But Ethereum was really coming to the forefront right around January, and they were going, okay, an alternative to Bitcoin. Let's kind of, what is this? Where is it going? Is it even a real thing? February, the news was, why is my GPU price so high?
Yeah.
It's because everyone went out
using
and
it to buy
bought GPUs,
Yeah.
and what's funny is people would go out and buy the RX 460s and 470s and 480s, and you couldn't find them. And once those were sold out, it started even affecting NVIDIA's lines, which are not as efficient at mining coin. So the 1060s and even the 1070s were getting to be sold out.
So you should see a lot of cheap ones, used ones on the market.
Yeah.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd go for one. I mean, if you can pick up a 1070 for like $200, heck yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I bought a 1070 at the end of last year. Actually, I bought it in February, and I bought it for $270. Was my 1070 Founders Edition. And luckily, I beat the Ethereum pricing. Where I missed the Ethereum pricing was I had a pair of RX 480s that I sold for $200 each.
Oh, you could have like waited until the price went up. And
In March.
Yeah.
If I would have waited until April, I would have almost tripled my money.
Somebody got a deal there.
Had I done that. And one of them I sold with a water block. I still have the water block for the other. So one of these days I keep saying I'm going to buy another XFX GTR or GTS, whatever the XFX RX480 is, and use that other water block. But we'll see. We'll see if I wind up with one. March was the beginning of big tech news, big releases.
Yeah.
AMD Ryzen was officially released in March. And what's funny is because it's been so big, it seems like it's been around a lot longer.
They've been talking about it for a long, long time.
They've been talking about Ryzen for a long time, for almost 2 years.
Yeah, I think the first time I actually remember them really pushing it was like E3 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when they first started talking
Yeah, so
about it.
about 2.5 years ago, they announced Ryzen and said, we've got something that's going to compete with Intel. We're not giving up on AMD. We're doubling down on the platform. We're spending a lot of money in R&D. And in March, they put their money where their mouth is and kind of changed the CPU market for the better. But in March was the 1800X and the 1700X were released. They were $499 and $399 respectively, and then later on, like 2 weeks later, they released the 1700.
And for the benchmarks and for what that's a competitive price point.
Totally. I've benched a couple 1700s. I've benched a 1700 and a 1700X so far, and they're getting 1700 in Cinebench, which for a consumer level processor was almost unheard of.
It's pretty good, yeah.
The case you've got behind you there, that's my 5820K, which was...
look at that. You've been doing some more to it.
Oh, yeah. Follow me on Modders Inc. on YouTube. Tomorrow there's a video launching if you're interested in this case that's behind them. Yeah, there you go. It's a pretty looking case.
It is a pretty looking case.
I hated nearly everything about it.
Well, was this the
Spoilers.
This wasn't the one you were working on?
No, that's my Threadripper build over here.
Yeah, I remember you were complaining about that too.
Yeah, that one not so much. That one I'm really a fan of.
Really?
Yeah,
you were saying about the SSD slots and everything, or it was a pain in the butt to get in there.
No, the SSD mounts on this one are right up front.
Oh, really?
There are those two trays right there.
Yeah. Or no,
it was my pump mount.
Yeah, your pump mount.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So if you watch, there's gonna be a video probably early next week on Threadripper on an update on that, but we'll get to that. But yeah, spoiler alert for Modders Inc. I wasn't a fan of the Baron Case Light from Baron Case Liquid from Deepcool.
Which is unfortunate. It looks like a nice case. It
looks beautiful. It's really good construction, really thick steel. It's sturdy. It's tempered glass. It's a good looking case. I hated building in it. I absolutely hated building in it. But anyway, the 5820K that's in there.
It's the Miatas of computer cases.
I love going sideways around a corner. I hated working on it. Oh, yeah. But the 5820K in there, it's got a good overclock. It's a 4.4 gigahertz overclock. That gets a 1300 in Cinebench. To put that in comparison.
Right.
And that was a $350, almost $400 CPU when it was released. So for AMD to double down and to hit that level of performance and be competitive with Intel,
well, it's this case
huge.
because it's got the spoiler on it.
It's got the spoiler. It's got the
go faster.
Where are the bullet holes? You know,
the go fast holes.
the go fast holes. Do we need some of those on there?
It's wind resistant and all that.
Right. Yeah.
It's better for airflow.
Yes, exactly.
So anyway, just in March was the 1800X and 1700X released. See if anyone's chatting yet. Nope, no one's chatting
No
yet.
one's chatting.
Because no one cares. at this
Rich
time
wants
of
to
year.
let us know that 2 people are viewing now. Actually, we're up to 6. We're up to 6.
I think I went down.
I guarantee one of them's our parents right now.
Yeah.
Mom probably does one.
Hi, Ma.
Yeah.
I know. You're down at viewership because usually I view one.
You want to let the dog back in now?
Oh, sure.
Perfect. Otherwise, I gotta crawl under the table or
Yeah.
something. Because John decided to show up. Yeah. This week with
It could have been red.
it could have been Rhett. Yeah, we could have had a 5th person here, and in fact, for a while we did.
Thank goodness for the plague.
Yeah, exactly. It hit us hard this weekend. Yeah, both my kids were sick all weekend long. So. April, there
More
was
Ryzen.
more Ryzen. They released Ryzen 5 chips, which was the 1600, the 1500, which are their 6 and 4 core chips, both hyper-threaded or multi-threaded enabled, as well as the 1700, which was their 8 core chip, which honestly to this day is still the best bang for the buck in CPUs you can get. You can get it for less than $300 now. I think my brother-in-law picked one up for $280 for
Really?
8 core, 16 thread, base clock of 3.0, but overclocks almost as high as the 1800X. Like you're talking like a 2% performance gap between that and the $500 1800X. So fantastic value if you're looking at building a machine in early 2018. The R7 1700 is a great value, or I hear Zen 2 is right around the corner.
Really?
How much is that going to cost you?
It should be similar pricing, probably a little bit higher than what the current market is for these. It'll probably be back to the release prices of the
$399,
Ryzen.
$499.
$399, $499.
But then the previous generation will go down.
Previous generation
Yeah.
should drop a little bit, but I'm hearing there's a lot
$50.
better single-threaded performance on Zen 2, and there's better overclocking headroom as well. Whereas right now, if you can get a Ryzen chip, whatever Ryzen chip you buy, to 4 gigahertz, you're doing really, really well.
Yeah.
4.1 is nearly unachievable, and I've heard of 1 or 2 people getting 4.2.
And then
Anything.
They fry it afterwards
Yeah.
or something like that. That's pretty high.
Another spoiler alert, I have my Threadripper behind me, which is the 1900X, which is the Threadripper. I have a 4.15 stable overclock.
Really?
Yes.
That's really good.
4.15. So I'm really happy with that at 1.38 volts or something like that.
Oh.
So I didn't even have to crank that much voltage through it. I will say I tried an extra 50 megahertz. I tried to go to 4.2. I went all the way to 1.45 volts and it couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
So,
really.
but at 1.38, I've got a stable.
That's almost the max of what
Yeah,
you can.
and again, that's a platform limitation, not anything.
Not anything. Yeah.
Right. Oh, this board sucks, or the
shit.
power
No,
board
you
sucks. Or,
probably have. I don't know what kind of PSU you have in that thing, but I'm sure it's got enough juice.
it's an EVGA 850 gold.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You got
it's
plenty.
it's a
You got
good
plenty.
power
You got
supply.
plenty.
Yeah. I will say when I'm benchmarking this from the wall, if the CPU is at 10%, or no, when I was running 3D Mark on this, I was pulling 550 watts from the wall.
Oh. They can see your meter just.
It is a room heater. What's cool is even with the AIO on there, it does okay with thermals. I'm not going much above 60 degrees Celsius, and the fans aren't spinning up very much at all either. But
Go to Mike. Really? Yeah.
that's Ruby.
Ruby?
You made eye contact. She's your friend forever now.
Yeah. Should have taken your coat off.
The fact
I can tell you live in LA. You haven't taken your coat off yet.
Yeah.
It's 40 degrees here. What the hell's wrong with you people?
Yeah, he's lived there too long.
Yeah.
Getting soft.
I just like nice weather. That's all.
nice smoky weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smoky one. That's the one thing. Every time he comes here, he's like, "You guys know nothing about what traffic is.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys don't complain."
I don't, because I don't drive anywhere anymore.
So, anyway, again, the first half of the year was pretty much all Ryzen news. Unless you were looking at GPUs, in which case, why can't I afford a GPU right now? Well, it's because all the GPU prices are through the roof. Yeah. The other thing was, don't buy a GPU right now, wait for Vega. I hear Vega's coming. We've been hearing that for 2 years. Vega released in August. Can you believe it was actually?
It was that doesn't. It seems longer.
It seems longer.
It seems longer.
Vega officially released in August.
They're not really talking about Vega too much.
There's a reason they're not talking about it.
There was all this hype about it, and then
This is not Street Fighter.
No, I was going to say.
not that Vega. Not that Vega. That would be cool if they start naming their cards after Street Fighter. Because if there was a Zangief card, I would probably buy
This
the
is the
Zangief
Chun-Li.
This is almost the E Honda.
Oh, I got the Blanca. The Sagat.
Yeah, the Vega ended up being the E Honda of video cards. It's fat, a little bit slow.
But if you get the Guile one, it's okay.
Well, which one catches fire? Which was that?
Oh,
that was
the Harlem.
The Harlem, yeah. That might be this one. Although Blanca's not a far cry either, because he can generate electricity.
Yeah.
Anyway, Vega was released in August of this year, and performance-wise, it landed right about where we thought it would. The problem is performance per watt didn't land in a favorable area. Performance-wise, the Vega 64 landed right around equal with the 1080. The Vega 56 landed right around equal with the 1070. Give or take a couple.
I heard it was more like the 970 actually.
No, it was 1070.
Still 1070.
Yeah, still 1070.
Yeah.
It's a good card, and it's competitive right at $400 against the 1070. It's not competitive today because you have the 1070 Ti and the 1080 Ti.
Well, I mean, at the time there was a lot of people looking at it because GPU prices were so high.
Right.
And then people were looking at this as well. If we can get something cheap with comparable performance, this would be great.
And I will say there are some benchmarks, more professional workloads where Vega does make sense, more because of its memory bandwidth using HBM versus GDDR5. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Mike. I know we're going over your head on some of this stuff.
It's all right.
We'll get to some game talk here.
I'm kind of used to it.
That's right. Yeah, we'll get to some game talk here in a minute. But anyway, there are some professional workloads where it does actually make sense over the GTX counterparts. But when you're drawing 250 watts versus the 150 of the 1070, or 400 watts versus the 180 of the 1080. It just doesn't even make sense for anyone because, I mean...
It's for people that want to zoom in and get that.
John wants to prove that he's watching.
Yeah. So the viewership just went up one.
Yeah. Well,
I want to mess with the camera and get that mirrored effect.
You want to get some Inception.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, it paused.
Well, I don't have the blah sound effect queued up. So.
Now that sounds like in every theater or every trailer now.
Yeah.
No, my complaining is, Jeff, you're not drinking.
You're behind everybody.
You're behind.
But he's doing the most talking too.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm carrying the conversation.
He's doing it.
Well,
he's pulling it.
Yes, but we're already 20 minutes in, and we have 2 more beers we have to, although it probably will not be full pints.
Yeah.
No, they won't be pull fight.
Yeah. Pull pints.
Full pints.
I butchered so many lines last night trying to record that case review. One of the things I couldn't say was included beauty plate. That was one of the ones
what it's called.
I don't think I've ever strung those 3 words in my life together.
The rear power supply has a beauty plate that goes over the back. It's just a whole filter.
Oh, right.
And so it's a beauty plate.
Right.
Okay.
And
You just call it the pretty plate.
I think I said Pluty Blate a couple of times. I said beauty flate. I could not say included beauty plate. And now I can do it because I had to practice the line like 10 times before I finally got it to the camera. But
you just gotta stop drinking before you do videos.
For a 9-minute, that one I went in sober.
Oh yeah,
and that one was from Otter, so I didn't even have a beer on the table.
Yeah.
So it's really funny reading the comments in my videos. How many people are concerned for the health of my liver?
Oh.
It's like, that pint a day is gonna kill me, man.
Yeah.
What you need to do is release a outtakes video. Like, oh, gotta pour another beer.
Yeah.
Dang, didn't drink that one quite right.
Oh. I will say, on top of how much Steve and I drank last Wednesday, which last Wednesday was rare, because last Wednesday after the show was done, now we had a shot before the show, then we had the eggnog, and we had 3 different beers on the show, and we slammed them all down in the duration of that show. We then were sitting around BSing afterwards, and Steve grabbed a bottle and he poured himself a little shot, and he's sitting there sipping. I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. So I started chipping on a shot. about shot 4, I went, wait, I have to work in the morning.
Why do I have the shotgun in my hand?
Exactly. While we were sitting there drinking, I poured myself another pint. I spilled the pint on my K70
that's
keyboard.
right, yes.
I killed that keyboard.
Did you kill it?
I killed it.
Because I have the K95.
Yeah.
And I've spilled it on there before and I never killed it.
I shorted out a bunch of the switches on the number
Yeah,
pad.
because I saw it sitting over there.
Yeah, it's over there
and
with
I
all
was
the keys
like, oh, what
removed.
happened to that?
I'm gonna try to take it apart and replace some of the switches because
Yeah,
that's my daily driver.
That's a nice.
That is
keyboard,
my
too.
favorite
yeah, 'cause
keyboard.
I have the K95. And it's my favorite keyboard I've ever had.
Yeah, I have the K70 with the brown switches, and it is by far my favorite keyboard ever.
See, what you should, that's a video right there. Is
right.
What do you do when you pour beer on your keyboard?
It's going to be a video, probably not until after I get back from CES.
A lot of those switches are just, well, for one, they're interchangeable. You can. F1 failed, but they're pretty hardy. They're pretty hardy.
They're pretty hardy switches. I killed 5 of them.
Oh man!
Oh, and the inner key on the number pad is stuck in as well. So if I plug in the keyboard, it'll
I also noticed when I was kind of messing with it.
Yeah.
I saw that the volume spinner was a little sticky.
It's a little sticky on there too.
The
So
it was sticky.
So there's going to be a video on my channel here before too long of me taking apart a K90 or a K70 and resoldering some Cherry MX Brown switches onto it. I wish Corsair's actually coming out with a keyboard with hot swap replaceable Cherry switches.
Oh, really?
Which I'm really looking forward to.
Not just the caps. But
Not just the caps,
switch.
but the actual switch is hot swap. So if you wanted to have different switches on different keys, so if you wanted like reds on your F keys and then browns on your main, you can do that.
Yeah.
So that's coming out. I got an email about that.
It's a complete modifiable keyboard.
Yes.
Mechanical
swap
keyboard.
out.
with
all your
hot
keys.
swap switches. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So especially after I spilled a beer on the K7. So, but yeah, the bummer about that is they are soldered switches. So it's going to be a video of me taking it apart and resoldering everything. So if you're into that kind of thing, that'll be a good video.
But
for
you identified the 5 switches, so it's only 5.
Yes,
switches
I think it's only 5. I think I might go ahead and do the whole number pad if I'm going to be in there.
Oh, okay.
And the switches are cheap. They're like 60 cents a piece.
Yeah, they're not.
So
yeah.
if you're going to do 1, you might as well do 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll get to that. So yeah, Vega sucks. And then, of course, as soon as Vega was released, literally the day after Vega was released, and you couldn't even get it because the quantities were so low, NVIDIA went ahead and announced the 1080 Ti.
Right, which everybody wanted at that point.
Which everyone wanted. It became the new top dog.
Even still to this day, I mean, obviously there's the Titans and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but those are not really viable for most people.
I actually have it on good authority that the 1080 Ti will overclock higher than a Titan XP.
Really?
Yeah. I have a really good friend of mine who has a Titan XP, and in fact, he just went out and bought one of the Star Wars Edition Titan XPs.
Oh yeah.
And he's got that. He's also got and one of the RS ROG 1080 Ti's, one of the real high end triple slot things, and that beats the Titan XP in benchmarks.
Really?
So
yeah. No,
again, I'm sure there's a couple real specific benchmarks that the Titan XP would beat it in,
better,
like memory specific things,
Right,
because you've got one extra memory controller and an extra gig of RAM, but you're splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah. No, the 1080 Ti is the card to have still to this day.
Also in August, Threadripper was announced.
Oh.
Yep.
But it was announced, but it hasn't come out until.
No.
It was announced and then released October 5th.
Okay.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
It really felt like it was like a month ago.
Nope. No, Threadripper's been out since October 5th. It was announced August 26th and then released October 5th, where you could go and buy the 1950X and the 1920X. The 1900X, which is what I have, was released in early December.
That's what what I was thinking then.
Yeah. So that, and mine is the 8-core. They also have the 12 and the 16-core chips, which I'd like to have one day. We'll see if we get there. But yeah, Threadripper was announced, and it feels kind of right now like the roles are reversed from 10 years ago between Intel and AMD.
Yeah.
To counteract Threadripper, Intel released their X99 chips, which are basically hella high clocked Xeon chips.
Yeah.
With ECC memory controllers removed and a couple other features removed. And they run as hot as the surface of the sun.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That they just have really big overheater problems.
Yeah, exactly. Even the consumer level chips, the 8700K, the 8600K, you're having trouble with a 240 mil loop, keeping those things under 95C.
Well, didn't the i9s came out last year, right?
No, i9s came out in August.
Oh, okay, in August.
Or in late October.
No, they were
November.
announced last year. When did they come?
No, they were announced in August. They were announced right after Threadripper. Because Intel goes, well, we have this too. And that's when the i9 brand was announced.
Okay, no, I thought it was before then.
Nope.
I was swore.
Nope.
All right.
There are chips that people have called the i9, like the 5960X and the...
No, this was officially from Intel saying i9. I thought that was much.
No, that was
earlier in the
August. That was that was Computex this year.
Okay.
Was Intel said, i9, look what we have.
Yeah, we got it. Mine's bigger than
Threadripper, we've got 18 cores.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay.
would you look it up?
No.
Oh.
So something. So this is Steve Skid.
Oh,
He's watching me.
nice.
Camera's over there.
I know where it's at.
You waved
matter.
over there.
Here you go, Steve. Here you go.
There you go.
So yeah, CPU battle could not be any hotter. GPU battle.
It's still NVIDIA.
It's still NVIDIA.
It's still NVIDIA, but
Right. So that's kind of hardware news in a nutshell for this year. I'm looking forward to CES in a couple of weeks. I'm going.
I'm not.
Yep.
I wish I could, but oh well.
Next year.
Yeah, next year.
This is probably the most impromptu trip I've ever made in my life. Because 2 weeks ago, I was I submitted my credentials to CES, and they said, nope, sorry, you're not big enough. You don't have enough followers. And I said, well, I also do stuff for Modders Inc. And they said, okay, okay, you're in.
That's fine.
And so I got my press credentials. And it's like, okay, let me buy a flight. And so
the requirements must be a little higher because when I got into E3, I don't even think we had that many people reading our website. But
Right.
yeah, but back then that was what 10,
That was
15 years ago.
That was like mid 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty strict, and I get 12 to 13,000 viewers per month on my YouTube page, and that wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And I've got numbers that go back to almost August, saying for
There's some
last 4
TV
months.
shows on Fox that get less viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the latest 24.
So, but yeah, they said, nope, sorry, your YouTube channel isn't big enough yet. And so I went, oh, well, I also write articles for Modders Inc. Oh, you're in. Cool.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, let me book a flight. And so 2 weeks ago, I booked a flight, and now I'm going to E3. Or not E3, but CES.
CES.
But,
I didn't know you were going as a press credentials.
Yeah, I'm going with press credentials.
Oh, so you're going.
You do not know the power of the press credential.
Yeah, I know.
Right. The press credential is.
I will not have to buy a single lunch or dinner while I'm there.
You get a lot of free stuff.
I am getting wine and dined like crazy.
Yeah, and where's this at?
It's in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas?
Yep.
Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
so
I'll be spending a week on the strip.
It's a convention center for all the latest technology, all the new
consumer level.
consumer electronic show. So basically, like, hey, here's a new case, here's a new fan, here's a new USB with 160 gigs.
Well,
hey, you want it for free?
Bring
there
an
you
extra
go.
swag. Yeah.
Here's your new smart fridge. Here's
your
your new Internet of Things thing.
Yeah.
Here's the newest in automotive tech. Here's the latest in wearable sneaker, smart shoes.
Yeah,
Here-
your smart
the amount
watch.
of junk mail I've gotten since signing up for CES is incredible. And in fact, I was thinking,
Bring an extra carry-on for just the swag you get because
Right.
you're gonna get like
Yeah.
a pile of T-shirts.
no, my plan is I'm going with just carry-ons.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do is on Friday when I fly out, I'm going to rent a car or Uber of like a van or something, take all of my swag to a UPS store, and then just ship it home.
Oh, okay.
So
If it's 90% T-shirts, you can shove it into.
I can shove it into just about
you can
anything.
shove that into anything.
But I'm
He's
flying.
hoping for like free cases.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping for like a full system to bring that, or a laptop.
I've never seen
keyboard.
that. I've never seen that before.
Apparently, at the parties they give away swag.
More
than swag, like-
they give prizes away and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But then you gotta be lucky to get those things.
Right, exactly.
The swag is like they have
Well,
like piles and piles. of
I'll
Here's
say
a
in my-
T-shirt. Here's a stress ball.
I'll say
here's
in-
a USB flash drive.
I'll say in my life, I have won a $3,500 Alienware 17X.
Really? How long? That's a long time ago. That's an old.
2009.
That's still.
That's,
wow.
that's almost
That was like 2 years ago. What are you talking about?
2009.
That's almost 10 years ago.
I know. But I did win an Alienware laptop at one point in my life. I've won backstage passes and concert tickets and things like that like crazy. So I'm the one who usually wins things. I don't know what it is.
I don't win squat.
No.
Yep.
I never win anything.
I think you guys tried like winning a Super Nintendo off of the radio contest or something. No one, you never got it.
No.
I remember you and Doug convinced me I won on the phone one time. That was fun.
Yeah.
Until I found out, then tears came.
Erica usually wins a bunch of like concert tickets. And then there's Angie.
Angie wins.
Angie wins a lot.
She wins like
Lottery.
slot machines and
Yeah.
stuff like that. She wins cash.
All right.
Jeff,
Yo,
stop talking.
I'm working on it. I'm halfway through. God. If you want to open the next beer, you can open the
I
next
do.
beer.
It's a thick,
Well,
hearty bear. I mean, I'm not done either.
I am.
Mike's
Mike over there. Yeah,
You're just impatient.
I am impatient. Well, I came here to drink beer.
that's the only reason John's here.
That is the only reason I came.
All right, so part 2 of the show is I wanted to go over kind of the year in gaming.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So I went ahead and brought up a list of every game that was released, every major game and some indie games
Like, dang.
that were released in 2017 for pretty much any platform.
Yep.
And I figured we'd just kind of walk our way through it. I will say, was it June? June was so forgettable.
Yeah, there was one month and there was like,
June was brutal
Yeah,
if you
there's
were a gamer. Before we get to the list, what were your guys' favorite games that were released this year?
okay, good gosh.
I really like Zelda.
Mega Man 2.
Yeah, I did.
They do release that every quarter. I think under contract. I think under contract it's every quarter they release Mega Man on a new system.
Yeah.
No, I did play quite a bit of Breath of the Wild. I really liked that.
Yep.
That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
that one was really fun.
Even though I don't have a Switch, I still played.
Yeah, I played it on Wii U. And
I played it on my computer on an emulator, but it was still fun.
I may have done that too. I was trying to keep it legit.
I was
But
about to say, it's like, yeah, Jeff, I know you.
I've got it on Dolphin. I've got it on
It
Dolphin.
worked beautiful. I mean,
I
part
have
of
a Switch. It's
Part of
fun.
it was I wanted to see if I could get it to work.
Right.
And
it
the
works
second part was
beautifully.
like it worked really well. There was some minor,
Craft Computing does not endorse torrenting.
Who said I torrented? I didn't say that.
Yeah. Oh, because you purchased that.
'Cause-
I legitimately found it in a dumpster behind Walmart.
Right.
Okay. legitimately.
I've got the sleeve.
Yeah, it's there.
So Breath of the Wild. John, what did you like?
That was mine.
That was yours?
That was,
Well, come up with a new answer.
I have not tried Odyssey yet, but it looked really fun.
I just got that too. I haven't personally had a whole lot of time, so those were like one of the 2 games. I've been kind of busy, so that was the one game I kind of actually got to dive in more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
early
yeah,
in the year, if I would say to early 2017, because that was still in 2016, Battlefield 1 was released.
Mm-hmm.
We played a lot
We
of
played a
Battlefield,
lot
of
of
Battlefield 1
Battlefield
up until July, or I'm not July, up to February probably.
Yeah,
Of just Battlefield 1. We played a lot of that. That was fun.
that was fun. Usually those you and I will like.
Yeah.
That's like our 6 month.
Yeah.
We played one game in
Yeah.
Battlefield.
Yeah, so Battlefield 1. Which okay, maybe we can talk about when we're talking about predictions, but yeah, I guess there's a new Battlefield coming out next year. 2018 is the next Battlefield.
Of course, it's a new calendar year.
Yeah. Well, no, this 2017 there was not a new Battlefield. They usually skip a year.
Yeah.
Because they have to have time for people to want to consume all the DLC and stuff like that.
Right.
They had, of course,
As soon as they get bored with the microtransactions, they move on to the next.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Battlefield 1 didn't have. They had crates,
Yeah.
but they weren't as.
It wasn't. No, because you could pretty easily upgrade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you went and
a
read
lot
some
of the-
tutorials,
A lot of the
like,
crates, a lot of the crate stuff that they had in Battlefield 1 were cosmetic. They any kind of
or
gun,
melee weapon.
Yeah, any kind of gun or melee weapon you can get. You didn't have to buy it. They didn't have a market.
No,
You had to buy
it was like, hey, I'll tell it, and it was nice because they told you, okay, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this to get it, or pay me $4 and I'll just give it to you.
Well, they had the booster. packs.
Or then and that was nice too because throughout the year they'll like, hey, this weekend it wasn't even like 2 hours, it was the whole
The
weekend.
double
The
EXP.
double XP.
Double XP,
XP, yeah.
triple XP. I think at one time it was like a 4 XP.
Yep.
You-
Memorial Day.
Yeah. It was like one day and you just like play one round and you're like, oh, you unlock this and you unlock that,
Yeah.
or you can
Yeah.
buy this.
Yeah.
And
It's like checking in a beer on Untapped. You
Yeah,
get like
just get
4
like-
yeah,
trophies.
you get like 4 badges. You're like, yes, I'm a god of drinking.
I'm a god and I may have a problem.
I want the liver badge.
Yeah.
I want liver like level 10.
I'm on my second liver.
What blood type are you?
Yeah. I actually have no clue.
Actually, I don't want yours.
No, yeah. It's unclean.
I think it's stout.
Yeah.
With a little habanero.
Blood type stout.
No one liked. What was that Star Wars game that came out?
Battlefront 2?
Battlefront 2.
No one liked that.
Okay, I played the beta.
I played the beta.
Did you play the beta?
I played. Like I said, I got like.
I registered for it.
30 minutes of the beta, and that was all I played.
No, okay, then I guess I was the one who played the most because I played like quite a few hours of it.
Yeah.
No,
I did not. I wasn't like a big fan of because the one level that they had, they had 2 levels, but the combat level, they had 1 combat level and they had 1 space level.
Right.
And the space level was actually kind of fun because they actually did a lot of like TIE Fighter versus X-wing type of stuff, and legitimately that was actually a lot of fun. The ground battle, they chose Naboo from the
Phantom Menace.
prequels from the Phantom Menace things.
That's what I played.
So yeah, and I did not like that.
That's what I played.
It was confusing. It was not entertaining. I did not care. I died many times.
Yeah.
I wanted to purposely find Jar Jar Binks and like I'm going to kill you.
That was not that. Unfortunately, that
Who's
wasn't
Naboo?
it. The
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
Which I know.
So
it was a planet where.
So it was like when all the little robots came and invaded
gotcha.
and stuff.
It was the droid army versus the Gungans.
Yeah.
It was the most useless battle in all
No,
of
they didn't have Gungans. It was humans versus.
No. It was,
it was the frog people against the robots.
Well, I know that's what it was in the movie.
It's Marvels versus high-tech robots. Let's throw marbles at everyone.
Yeah.
No, we have robots. Nope. Marvels win.
You know, now that Disney owns like everything, I am so looking forward to a Marvel Star Wars crossover.
That'll never happen.
That won't happen.
No.
Even in a video game. Give me a fighting game that's Marvel versus Star Wars.
Well, they do like the Marvel versus Capcom.
They did a Star Wars fighting game years ago on, I think, Dreamcast, wasn't it?
Did they?
Star Wars fighting game?
Yeah.
Well, they did. They added Yoda and
there was a dedicated Star Wars fighting game.
There was.
I think it was for Dreamcast
or something.
There was
like
a Street Fighter style. There was a Star Wars fighting game, and I think it was for Dreamcast.
No, I thought it was more
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
You
know
better
what?
look that up.
I'm gonna look it up.
You better look that up.
Because I know they added character like Star Wars Yoda and Darth Vader to I don't remember what it was like PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 game.
Masters of Tersakai.
Okay, so that was in the PlayStation era.
Original PlayStation.
That could be why I did not remember it because I never.
That's probably like Tekken style.
Yes.
Very square looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Masters of Tersakai. And the graphics were not great, but it was a...
Is that like Han Solo holding a lightsaber?
I think that's a girl.
It's a girl holding a lightsaber, but you could play as Luke, you could play as Han, you could play as Leia, Darth Vader, Chewbacca. They had a couple of expanded universe Jedi in there. They had Mara, Yoda, Thok, Hor, Arden Lin, Boba Fett. Yeah. Expanded universe.
Yeah.
Or what they call Legacy now.
Where's Jabba the Hutt?
Yeah, that would have been a good one. But
he was one of the end bosses.
but seriously, it was a 2D fighting game with Star Wars characters. I would love to see a Marvel versus DC versus Star Wars fighting game. I think that'd be great. Am I in the minority there?
Yeah,
I don't know. That'd be a weird juxtaposition, but
It would be.
What was that? I know there's.
We've seen weirder crossovers.
No, there is. I mean, you got like Ryu versus Mega Man. Come on.
Right.
Well, there's DC.
Come on,
versus,
Mega Man's gonna win.
Can't
versus Ryu? No.
Yeah.
I want Mega Man to die. I don't care.
What's wrong with Mega Man?
I mean, if you watch like some of the later cartoons and stuff, he almost got to the point of Sonic the Hedgehog bad.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Man, Sonic has fallen from grace, hasn't he?
It's so bad. Well, they had the one Sonic game that came out that was more
Soul Calibur.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur.
Soul Calibur had Yoda and Darth Vader.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that was.
Of course, I had the GameCube version of that for Soul Calibur 2, which had Link.
Yeah. Link was like.
So yeah, I didn't get Yoda or Vader. I got Link.
Yeah.
So.
But so Mega Man. Or no, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, Sonic
no, there was a
by Nintendo,
there was 2 Sonic games that came out this year. Mm-hmm. The first one was more, I forget the name of it. It was more of a classic style.
Like Sonic Rings or
No, I forget what it's called, but it was a big throwback to the original Sonic.
so like more like a 3D
side-scrolling
version.
2D.
Sonic Mania.
2D.
Sonic Mania?
It was Sonic
Sonic
Mania.
Mania and Sonic Forces.
Forces was the garbage one.
Yeah.
Mania was the good one. So if you're a big Sonic fan, then get the Mania.
Just, hey, run and jump.
If you like garbage Sonic,
Yeah. Yeah, it gets a 9
Yeah.
or 84 on Metacritic, 8.3 user average.
You know, that's
pretty
the thing.
solid.
I think this year was a big year for retro style gaming and retro refit.
That's been there
really
for
popular
that's been there for a while though.
But
That's been there for
a
while.
lot of I think the main character ones
Yeah.
coming back because they even
Are you
even
talking about Zelda?
Yeah,
well,
Zelda,
no, like
or
Zelda, but I mean,
Well,
like,
there's a new Zelda, there's a new Mario.
well, there was like Mario. So Mario came out with the Nintendo Switch came out with the and came out with the Mario Builder. So where you could
Mario
build-
Maker, yeah.
Yeah, Mario Maker.
That was last year.
Was it last
Yeah,
year?
that was last year.
I think it was in the
okay.
year before that.
That was like March last year.
But
maybe
I
the
think
year
there's
before.
been a big trend of, hey, let's re-release all these original or very classic NES, Super NES,
that's
with a better engine on it.
no, but that's always been Nintendo's shtick. That's always been their thing. Every time there's a new console from Nintendo, they have to put out another Mario Kart. They have to put out another Zelda.
No,
they
well,
have
I'm
to put out another
not. I'm not talking
Metroid.
Another Metroid. Yeah,
Well, actually, no,
they don't do
they
that
haven't
Metroid.
released Metroid in the past two consoles.
They did it on the Game Boy.
The Game Boy, but not the past two main consoles, and it's been rumored to come out for the Wii U, where it's going to be another Metroid Prime.
right.
They came out with the Wii, a Metroid. Metroid
I do announce it.
Finally,
You know,
there we go.
I did not like Metroid Primes at all.
the
I hated them.
the first person
Really?
shooter
Yes.
style.
Ever since
I like this like
ever
Ever
since they moved away from the 2D style of Metroid,
Well, no,
I stopped liking
that's
it.
what
Yeah.
it was. They released for the Wii U, or was it the Wii U or the Wii, a 2D Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was really fun too.
Yeah.
That was fun, but they got a lot of bad reviews. Though,
It did
too.
get a lot of bad
Well, if you
reviews.
get
as good as like the
if you
Super
get
Nintendo.
into- if you
Yeah,
get
Super
I
Metroid.
enjoyed it because I played it.
See, I still play.
if you like
every now and then. I'm gonna
like those
bust that
type
out.
if you like those type of games, there's been several that because there's a genre that's actually out now. That's
I can barely get my
and it's more
opener under that.
and it's more indie.
Yeah.
John just blocked the
Go rinse us out.
Yeah.
John just-
That's more indie style, but they're called Metrovanias.
Metroidvanias.
There's a style of game called a genre game called Metrovania,
Yeah.
where that's what they do. Is it's kind of
The
a
two
mix,
side.
it's kind of mixed up like it's 2D.
Yeah.
Where you kind of explore and then areas don't open up until you find something.
Kind of like Super Metroid.
Yeah,
Like Super
exactly.
Metroid was
Like
an
Super
awesome,
Metroid.
awesome
Yeah.
game.
So there's usually some kind of combat.
who's-
The reason why they call
I
it
had a
Metro-
Pilsner glass, I know that.
I had the one on the very
The
end.
Clarence-
doesn't matter.
The Standing M.
Yours
That's
is back
mine.
there.
Yeah, I
Okay.
already washed it.
Okay, I had the Pilsner.
Okay, all
There
right.
we go.
I'll take the clown juice.
Clown juice? Cool.
I'll take clown juice.
Alright. Let's see if I can get these close to even. Wow,
So
that is
yeah,
a,
this is a sour.
that is a dark Belgian.
It's a Belgian quad. It's a sour,
Man.
and I think it's mainly sour because there's raspberries in it, or blackberries.
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 Give me very little because I know I'm not gonna like it already.
That's fine.
Appreciate it. Learn to love it.
yeah.
No.
It's a good beer.
I will say, beer was an acquired taste for me. I am more of a cocktail guy.
Yes.
I am on your side.
Oh, I like.
It took a long time for me to.
This is slightly malty.
Oh God, no!
You don't like that?
No, that's horrible.
What's wrong with you?
God,
Good. Yeah. See, John agrees with me.
It's got a good smell.
no.
It's good. It's slightly malty, a little
puckery.
fruity, puckery. Yeah, a little sweet tart.
Little
kinda-
sweet tartness.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little,
good.
little goes like underneath there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's good.
It's good.
That's a good beer.
Yeah, that's good.
So this was the Teru. How do you say that?
I don't know. You asked me. I just brought it.
Brewery
Yeah,
Teru.
Brewery Teru. Terruex. Tero.
Yeah.
Tero.
Taro. Yeah.
Quadruple. God. What the hell is wrong with their names?
Belgians.
Freaking Belgians.
It's like drinking lemonade. It's like
With alcohol.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's what hard mics is for.
That's too sweet.
So this is a 10.2% sour Belgian.
That's
Belgian style quadruple ale with blackberry.
Yeah, I can taste the blackberry in that.
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
It's got a heavy berry flavor with a really tart finish.
Yeah. Really tart.
Initially, a little sweet maltiness. Mm-hmm. That's an excellent beer.
Yeah, I like it.
Curious.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and it's even supposed to be served
if you know
warm.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be served at room temperature.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
If you know the now and later candies, that's what this reminds me of.
Down later, so yeah.
It's very sweet, almost sugary and
label up
syrupy,
there so you can see the
and
label.
instantly turns sour
yeah.
in your mouth. It's a really weird experience.
They also take
because-
like 10 minutes to eat because it's like so hard
Yeah.
to chew.
And John got to check it in.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
All right. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm going to go ahead and check it in again.
How did you already check this in? Do you have another bottle of it?
Adam had another bottle.
Oh, okay.
Adam?
There we go.
Does Adam like this?
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh my
He thinks
gosh.
it's good.
Is he still brewing his own stuff, or is he quit doing that?
He drinks my stuff. Whenever I put it.
When's your cider coming out? Did you
I have 5 gallons of cider sitting there. I gotta fix my taps, and then I'll put it there.
I like your cider.
I have a cleaning to clean lines and everything if you want.
No, this is I got a valve, an actual valve, because before in my lines I just had a T splitter.
Oh yeah.
Now I have an actual valve.
Okay.
Check it on
So
Twitter.
I got a whole retool my
Hold the lines and everything.
the whole lines and everything. So
I'm giving it a 3 1/4.
I gave it 4.
Give it
I
a
give
4?
it 3.75.
3.75.
Yeah.
3 1/4. It's good. It's not the best Belgian I've ever
No.
had. It's not the best sour I've ever
No.
had. I think it's a solid beer. It's very drinkable.
Yeah.
Like he said, it's kind of like drinking a good boozy lemonade. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
All right. There you go. Hey, you want some pepper?
Want to put this on top of my tacos or what?
Yeah, there you go. I just want to watch my reaction. Here he goes. Here he goes.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Nice. So anyway, moving right along to games released in 2017.
Yes.
My favorite game released in 2017 was actually released about 2 years ago. And it's Fallout.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And it's Fallout 4, but they re-released it for VR this
Okay.
month.
I did try the VR last week.
Yeah.
I did have a lot of fun with that.
Yes.
That was very entertaining.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Fallout 4 got some flack from the Fallout enthusiast crowd.
And I because I
Deservedly so.
I played Fallout 3
Uh-huh.
to completion. I played Fallout Vegas to completion.
Yes.
I could not get myself to finish Fallout 4.
I finished Fallout 4 a couple of different playthroughs. I've played it quite a bit. Almost as much as I did Fallout 3, but not quite as much. But it's more of a shooter and less of a Fallout game. And they went a little bit more mainstream in the dialogue choices and in the upgrades that you could have for your character and the RPG progression.
They kind of simplified the RPG.
It was
elements.
simplified on the RPG and upgraded on the shooter, which I liked in some areas and disliked in others.
Yeah.
Where I've got a 9 intelligence character, let me talk my way through things.
Right.
And I couldn't do that in this
Well,
game.
because the dialogue choices.
The dialogue trees were terrible.
Yeah.
It was either
That was-
I disagree, but I'm going to do
Okay,
it.
that
or
was one of the things. That was one of the staples of Fallout's until 4.
Right.
That if you made yourself really dumb, or if you made yourself really smart,
Yeah.
the dialogue choices were obvious.
We're so varied.
It's so varied.
And
Like
really
Monkey
comical.
Island?
No, if
Wasn't
you
like
played
the insult fighting?
No, like the original, like some of the old school Fallout's, like Fallout 2 and Fallout not Fallout 3.
I don't live in Vegas.
No,
What,
no, I'm
you get
talking
lost
the
in
old,
Vegas? Is that what happens?
No, it's like post-apocalyptic.
the old,
okay.
old 2D isometric ones, especially though.
Yeah, Fallout 2.
If you created your character and you made him dumb as a stump,
Yeah.
the responses that you would have would be like, me want gun type of a thing.
Yeah.
Where you can just they stilted the dialogue based on your intelligence.
Ugh, have rock. Ugh would like sharpened stick, please.
And I think they even did that in 3
Yes.
New Vegas.
3 New
they did
Vegas. Yeah.
that. They simplified the dialogue tree in
We're
4
have sour.
where
Yeah.
That's what's making me
where
cough.
where they were canned responses, or they weren't canned responses. They were more reactions to the responses.
Right.
And the reaction to the responses wasn't necessarily the dialogue that they happened.
My problem is 4 went the way of Mass Effect in the later games, and Mass Effect made the same mistake.
Yeah.
Was I can either agree and do the quest that you're offering me, or disagree and still do the quest that you're offering
Right,
me.
yeah, yeah.
And then when I come back, I can tell you you're stupid and fight with you, or I can say, okay, here's your item, and then fight with you. There was no choices that had any consequence
They
at all.
really dumbed it down.
Right.
Is what they did.
But that being said, as a shooter and as an open world VR experience,
It
is
kind of
insanely
changed
good.
it. And I think that plays into the whole VR thing, just because
Mm-hmm.
it changes the mechanism in which you're interfacing with the game.
I will say, in Fallout 4, how do you play your character? You play him as a stealth sniper, because that's what makes sense. Everyone gets the best sniper rifle they can. Everyone has a couple stealth boys and a bunch of healing packs.
That's the same thing happens with no matter what your intentions are at the beginning of Skyrim.
Right.
You're always a stealth.
You're always a stealth archer.
You're always at the end. You're a stealth archer.
With Fallout 4 VR, I find myself more short range pistol combat.
Yeah.
Much less stealth involved. More thinking about my strategy of how I'm going to take these guys out, but close quarters.
Well, one of the things
and it changed the way I play.
Yeah, one of the things I did notice, and I don't know, because I didn't really play it as long as you obviously have. I only played it for an hour.
I'm like 11, 12 hours in.
So I did notice it seemed like the mobs were more spread out. They didn't seem to have as many tightly.
Yeah.
The mobs were more spread out for the VR.
The mobs were more spread. I don't think they were more spread out. I think there's less guys, and I think you can kill them easily.
Yeah.
More easily. Fallout 4 had a big problem of guys being bullet sponges.
Yeah.
Where I can put 30 bullets into a guy and he still comes at me. With Fallout 4 VR, they made the bullet interaction more realistic, where if I get 4 shots on target, that guy's dropping.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that in VR, where I'm not having to hold on a guy. I will say it's given me some of my best VR experiences to date.
Yeah.
I had a mole rat pop up behind me, and I took my pistol and I went, pa, and I shot him behind my back, and turned around and I got him.
Okay. I watched a video. And I don't know if you experienced this yet with there, because apparently within Fallout VR, your like shotguns and stuff like that also double as melee weapons.
Yes.
You can sit there and smack them on the head.
Yeah.
bash them
If
with
someone
it.
gets too close, your natural reaction is to swing your gun. It totally works in Fallout 4
It'll
VR.
clock 'em in the face.
It'll clock them.
Yeah.
And it stuns them and staggers them.
Now, have you ever done any VR, Mike?
Oh, that's up at your bar.
Okay, so you did stuff at the bar. So you probably did, yeah. With
He
Jeff.
probably did with me.
Yeah. So okay.
Yep.
So, but this recently just came out. Actually, for VR though, some of my favorite games now that you remember that was actually the Rick and Morty that just came out.
Rick and Morty VR.
The Rick and
Virtual
Morty.
reality.
I didn't try that one yet.
But that was it. It wasn't as far as a great game. I was just this is just fun.
It's a good storytelling.
It's a good story, and because I like the show.
Like the South Park games, Solid But Whole, or Fractured But Whole.
That's a
God.
great game. That's a great.
The Fractured Butthole and the whatever the other one is.
Yeah.
Stick of Truth. Stick of Truth.
One, yeah.
It feels like you're inside a South Park episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty Virtual Reality feels like I'm inside an episode of Rick and Morty. It has the same humor, the same dialogue, the same timing on everything, the same brand of humor.
Yeah.
Same voices too?
Same voices.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. Actually, the one I really did though got surprisingly really like very nostalgic was the duck hunting one.
Yes.
Duck
I did-
season.
well, I played
Apparently,
that
I'm playing this after we.
Yeah, we're gonna throw Mike into
Duck
duck
season.
season.
No,
when we're done.
it's a duck hunt. But it's
Is it like,
virtual
is it like
reality
Nintendo Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
It's Nintendo Duck Hunt.
Can I shoot the dog this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to
What's
shoot the
funny,
dog.
I ask everyone what their reaction is to the game. Have you played Duck Hunt before? Oh, I totally have. What did you always want to do in the game? I want to shoot that fucking dog. Every single person says that, and that is a game mechanic in this game that it
Awesome.
plays off that
Oh
mechanic.
yeah.
So I'm not going to spoil it.
You do all the ducks, and then like you have like a basically unlimited bullets, and the dog's still there doing the and just you unload on the dog.
Can I kick the dog too?
You can't. So what it is this particular version is you're playing this little kid, and he's in front of the TV playing.
So picture in your mind's eye in your parents' living room in 1988, and you're playing Duck Hunt for the first time.
I'm already grounded.
Right. I've already had the console taken away. The TV's been moved out of my room. Yeah.
Mom and Pop are asleep, and you're back in the living room.
Dad's drunk again. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I thought this was group. But anyway, they do a perfect reprojection of your mind's eye version of what you thought as a kid playing Duck Hunt.
Oh, okay.
So it like when you're in it, you just see the screen and then you see the gun, but you have to hold it like a shotgun. So there's the two handles. So this is one of the controllers.
The other one's behind you if you want.
So you have to do this. You have to have your shoulder butted.
Yeah.
And then you have to have your hand
But
up against
is it the classic NES game or a gun?
It's pretty much similar to it. It doesn't look
It's a shotgun.
It's a shotgun.
Yeah.
It's not pixelated.
It's
like,
not. It looks
more
modern.
modern.
But
Gotcha.
you have to have this right here.
Yeah.
Then you have to have this there, so your arm starts getting tired.
Yeah.
And you're having to do this every
and
shot.
you have to reload in between shots.
You have to reload every shot. And then after level 3, you're just like, this is starting to actually wear on me.
If you turn around while you're in the game, you see your child self standing in front of the TV with his gun doing the same thing that you're doing with the classic Nintendo pistol. And like I said, it does a perfect reprojection of what your mind's eye thinks of that game.
It's you think it's a stupid game, but actually it's really fun, really addicting. And
a horror game at heart.
Yeah, it is actually kind of a horror game at heart.
There's a twist ending. There's
multiple twist endings.
There's multiple endings, but just play it.
If you had to play it,
it's about 30 minutes, like you said. It's about 30 minutes.
It's about 30 minutes.
It's about 10 levels.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's about 10 levels.
The actual
7 if you do it right.
The actual duck hunting part of it
is not actually the game.
It's not really that.
But it's called duck hunting though.
It's called Duck Season.
Duck Season.
It's not by Nintendo.
It's almost inconsequential to the rest of the game.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The game happens outside the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that was fun. But yeah. So the Rick and Morty one, I was pleasantly surprised, and then that one, I was very happy ending.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I played. I played a lot of Breath of the Wild. I haven't played Odyssey yet. I haven't bought a Switch. It's on my list.
I wanted to buy. Yeah, I got Odyssey. I wanted to get the Kingdom Hearts 2.5.
Oh
remix.
yeah.
I really enjoyed the 1.5 for the PlayStation 3. The 2.5, I really enjoyed playing 2. I even thought about buying a PlayStation 4 just for that one game. Because I actually really enjoyed that game.
what game is this?
It's called Kingdom Hearts. It's essentially Final Fantasy, but with Disney characters.
Oh yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, and but it's they throw Disney and Final Fantasy characters in there.
Yeah.
So it's weird. Like you can play. I think the 3 is supposedly supposed to have characters from 2, like American 2 and American 3.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
In it, to where Kingdom Hearts 2 had characters from Final Fantasy 7 and 8
Yeah.
in it. The PlayStation 1, the big ones for PlayStation 1. Cloud.
My only problem with Final Fantasy is, number one, I don't know what to buy now if I wanted to play a modern Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I don't like
I don't know.
ones.
I don't know 10 through 15, from 16,
Yeah.
from 12, from 12v2, from 12v3 to 13
I
to
think
14.
I don't like the way they play.
Yeah,
Well,
and I don't like the way they play.
I am completely open to because I know that the latest Final Fantasy, the whole boy band in a car version of Final Fantasy is supposed to come out for the PC. I am willing to give that a shot.
I'm always willing to give it shots, but I really hate the gameplay of you're playing only one character and then the computer takes over the rest of the characters.
Right. This apparently I haven't played any of the modern ones, but this one's supposed to be more Twitch fighting than it is supposed to be turn-based fighting.
Okay.
So they kind of move away from the whole turn-based Final Fantasy fighting. Which may be a good thing because I used to love that, but it's very time consuming and very tedious.
Yes,
when you play it,
that's how you build your characters.
But that's how you build.
That's how you get your points.
You gotta grind that.
I remember
12 hours of just playing these guys.
I remember being like 10, and you would be in your room because I lived above you, and
I remember walking around the Damsian Desert until I get level 12.
You were in the forest, and all you would do is I'm going to build every character.
Well, that's because I had this is on Final Fantasy 3/6 whatever. I had if there was that one spot in there where if you had the imp armor and you were turning to an imp, all your damage would be like 99999, and there was this one spot in the forest where you would fight like T-Rexes and like dinosaurs and stuff, and they gave the most EXP.
Yeah, it was on one island in the middle of the desert.
Right, and so you sit there and walk back and forth.
Or
and
what you do is like you kill all your characters besides one,
And then you
all
just
those
build that one
points-
up. Yeah,
You just
yeah,
build
yeah.
one up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked that aspect of it.
Yeah.
That's a great aspect when you're 10 and you have all the time in the world to grind.
I still play.
Well, I played it on an emulator with fast forward.
yeah, you
Oh
can,
yeah.
yeah. If you could go hack the ROM and just like, hey, I got everything, that's fine.
I still.
No, I don't hack the ROM. I just have fast forward, so I can
No,
go 9
I
times speed
still
when I'm
don't.
walking around.
I still like on a long car trip or an airport.
Yep.
I'll play 2, and I'll get like to where the dark night turns to a white night, and I play it all
Well, on
regular.
2, the
Paladin.
story was a lot shorter there.
Yeah,
It's-
the gameplay is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
still,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
still,
way
and it's
shorter.
It's
way
still
shorter.
legitimately a 14, 15-hour game.
Exactly.
It is a very
But
long
like
game.
3 or 6.
Three,
But
three
you're
is
dealing
probably
with
like a
3 different
20-hour,
storylines.
yeah.
Yeah.
A 14, 15-hour game, that's like a flight to Australia.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that is if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing,
When I was
hours like 25 hours.
when I was a kid, I had 80 hours into some playthroughs of that game.
Yeah.
I remember 3 or 6, like trying to find that chainsaw was like the biggest pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Oh, the sorry.
That thing was so awesome.
My favorite character was the character that looked like Guile, but you could do all the riding.
All the wrestling moves.
yeah, the wrestling moves, yeah.
And you can pile drive a train.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's find a train. Let's pile drive.
I love this because it was
Go straight.
It was all the moves in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, I
Yeah.
know all these.
Duking your ass.
Yeah, exactly. And he even had the fireball and everything. It's like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, all of his sword skills and
Yeah.
fighting skills and things. Yeah, that was pretty solid.
The ninja with his dog.
Yes.
The
yes.
shadow.
The shadow, that's right.
Yes.
Yep. Why did I let Shadow die on the mountain?
I didn't.
Because you were hungry.
Yeah. I just want to be done with this. Yeah, that's how it goes. What was your favorite game? Did you play a game this year that?
Nah, I like Zelda.
Zelda?
Yeah, I'm not much of a gamer person.
Yep. Kind of went one and done kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm actually trying to get a Switch sometime this next year.
Nice. Yeah, I played a little bit of Dishonored 2. I like the first Dishonored.
Yeah.
The second one lived up to the hype, I think.
I still haven't gotten I've not got. I've got Dishonored.
The one person I know with a bigger Steam library than me, and you haven't played Dishonored 2.
I've gotten halfway through the first Dishonored. I haven't gotten through the second Dishonored. I haven't got it. I just got the new Deus Ex. I got that for the Steam Winter Sale.
Yeah.
So I just started that. I know it's not highly rated, but I love the Deus Ex series.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
looking at it, right? Yeah.
I do like
So
the
I'm
picture.
looking forward to finishing
He's
it.
Wait.
thinking about it.
No, I mean I'll try it, but I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But this label here is pretty cool. You got some
Clown
fire sword in a wrestling match
pretty
with
good.
2 bodybuilders.
You gotta put that on the camera
Yeah.
so you can see. Hey, maybe you gotta do the other one.
Yeah, there's the label of the next one we're going to drink.
Yeah.
It is a clown shoe, so you'll actually have the right glass for it.
Yep, I do.
But 2 bodybuilders, one in a tux fighting a nun.
So one of the clowns is on fire.
Oh, one of the, yeah.
And she has like a
Fire.
fire sword or something like that. I don't know.
No, yeah, she's got
Like a
a fire
whip or
sword
something, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe her arms are on fire.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
I think it's a ruler, probably.
And the other guy
It's 12 inches.
Yeah, she's got
and the other guy with sunglasses who's really into bondage, it looks like.
Yeah.
Jeff, check that down.
I'm working. Yeah.
You can get that. It's fine. There you go. Thank you. I don't want to get in front of the camera.
So yeah, when you down
That is really sour on a
yeah,
drink.
if you slam a sour, that's not good.
Whoa!
That's a lot of tartness going down your throat at once.
Well, what are we? Like, 10 minutes left? That's what I was trying
Yeah.
to get through.
Oh, we're at an hour 7.
Yeah, that's why I was like, we kind of need to. We want to finish.
Do we have to finish at an hour, or is it we do what
No.
we want?
No,
Whatever we want. It's my show, damn it.
It's just
All right, so this is Clown Shoes La Pinigua
and Fuego.
in Fuego. In Fuego.
In
In Fuego.
Fuego.
On fire.
On fire, yeah.
La Pingua?
I don't know.
I don't speak Spanish, I'm sorry.
The penguin's on fire? I don't know.
The penguin's on fire. I think that's actually what it is.
Yeah, okay.
Is the penguin's on fire.
Well, that makes sense because if you look in the background, there's a nun that's on fire. The penguin's
Right.
on fire,
Yeah.
Well, the other guys are in suits.
La Penguin en Fuego. Yeah, the penguin's on fire.
Yeah, La Puengue en Fuego.
11%.
11%. And it's a stout, right?
Give Mike
There's
just
very
a
little
tiny
there.
bit.
Yeah.
Because 11 is what I'm going to give it out of 100.
It's a stout aged in rum barrels with habanero.
Oh my gosh, it already smells horrible.
And it's supposed to be really spicy.
I like this. I like how it smells. What are you talking about?
Well, this is better than the sour, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But it's not very good.
Ooh. It's got a good smell to it.
I like it.
No.
It does have a kick, though. Ooh,
It has a bit of a kick, but
I like it.
It's not as much of a kick as like punishment or something.
No, yeah, like the stone,
But it definitely has a.
It doesn't.
it has a bit of a kick.
It doesn't
but
fall into the trap of some beers where it's spicy for the sake of being spicy.
Right.
The
Yeah.
spice is part of the taste.
The spice is still down, but
Yeah.
as far as like, it's still up there
Right.
now.
It's got some heat on the back end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's probably going to build too.
Yeah.
I predict that it will.
I like
Talk
to
about
check
to package this and then serve this as like their inferno for their food.
I'm gonna check this in at Jack in the Box.
Oh god, no.
It's good.
No.
You don't like it?
No.
It's okay. Not my favorite.
It's like spicy.
Yeah, I
chocolate.
don't understand why you like spicy in your drink. It's just
The third sip here.
The heat is starting to get.
It's starting to build.
It's
the
hitting
heat
the
builds.
throat.
The
Yeah.
heat builds very fast.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it the.
At this point, I want to drink
smooth and
more, but the
sweetness.
heat's going to
Yeah.
build even further.
Yeah.
So.
It dominates after the third sip.
Honestly,
especially with consecutive.
This
Yeah.
is why I brought it, because I was like, I'm probably gonna finish it.
Well, by yourself, I cannot imagine drinking
No.
22 of this by myself.
Yet again, pawning off your bad beers on me, John.
You're
I don't
saying
think-
it's not a bad
I don't
beer.
think it's a bad beer.
It's just not a 22-ounce beer.
I think the amount we got right here is probably
It's an
fine for me.
8-ounce beer
This is too much.
Okay, that's for you.
for you. It's an 8-ounce beer.
You're not
Yeah.
a good judge of beer anyway.
No, I'm not.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to talk about the garbage project of 2017?
Sure.
Yeah.
We can look at that real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, did you hear that Oculus went down another $50 on Amazon?
Yeah, it's $350 now
$350
with like a $50 gift card
Yeah.
to the Oculus
I
store.
still want the Oculus. I want the Vive.
exactly. But it's $350, and then you get a $50 gift card on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So you're talking $300 for a VR system. So
That's not it. That's not it. There was the tab that I had.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
What, you're looking for the
There was the
crappiest inventions of
gadgets.
2017.
There it is. That's the one. The worst gadgets of 2017. We can go talk about this. This is a good topic.
The worst gadgets of 2017 according to Engadget.
Yeah.
How many of them are apples?
No, there was no
Yeah.
Apple ones, but here's
Is that a
here-
juicer?
It's a
Yeah.
okay. It's a juicer. It's
It's
supposed
an
to be.
it's an IoT juicer.
It's an automatic juicer, right?
That grows its own plants.
No. Here's the thing. It's like okay.
You wish.
So I don't know why a juicer needs to be electronic for some reason
Or smart.
or smart.
Calorie
But
count?
here's the thing. Here's the thing that sucked. Is this particular one? You can't get carrots and fruit and stuff like that from the grocery store.
You can't just
before
put whatever you want in.
You can't put whatever you want. You have to buy the bags from the company that makes this.
Oh my
But
god.
wait,
So they just give you bags.
It's the Keurig of juicers.
Yeah, so it's essentially a automatic bag squeezer.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it does this to the bag, and
It's
so,
like, wait,
Is the juice in the bag?
yes,
So it just squeezes the juice out of the bag.
yes,
Why
This is
why can't I
$700
just-
bag squeezer.
$700
Why can't I
to
just buy
empty
the
juice from a
bag?
bag for you.
Yeah.
Why can't we just buy the bags full of juice?
Well,
You could probably buy the bags and just empty them into a cup.
Yeah.
Same effect. Yeah,
Yeah, that's why it was horrible.
yeah.
I bet someone like came out with a hey, one of those do it, you like fill your own bags up, but buy this juicer
Oh,
to
and
juice into it.
And here's the best part: instead of overpriced gadget, the overpriced gadget only works with proprietary packets of blended up produce, so they're already pre-blended. This
Yeah.
doesn't do
Yeah.
any blending or squeezing or anything like that. Priced at $4 to $10 each, that are only available through a subscription.
So you,
So you can't get it at the grocery store, nothing
No,
like that.
No, you have
This
to
is
get
an
from them.
overpriced bag squeezer.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. LG style smartwatch.
which is just a regular watch.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it was just horribly designed. I don't know.
Yeah, it's $249. I've heard some of this. The interface was terrible. The UI was slow.
The battery life was abysmal.
atrocious.
Yeah, it didn't even last 24 hours.
I was gonna say you have to have it last 24. I'd say almost even 48.
So you had to actually plug in your watch now too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Quote, couldn't even make it through a full workday, much less 24 hours.
Yeah.
So literally like 8-hour battery life
Right.
of I'm checking this once an hour.
Yeah. And that's just a watch.
Yeah. Bodega, an app-powered vending machine.
Which is dumb because, well, our vending machine's broken.
Nope.
Okay, our bodega's broken.
Nope.
Then why do we need this?
I don't know.
I think that was the idea behind this thing. It's like, we don't need this.
The vending machines where I work can take my card now.
Although I
Well, here was the funny thing I thought about this concept, and they didn't really mention this in the article, because apparently what it is it's a smartphone app that's hooked up to these devices where you can say, hey, I want to buy this item. Then the item unlocks, and you can just grab what you want.
yeah.
But then
It's
what's
the
saying
same
like
way-
why can't I grab more than one?
Yeah, what's that saying like I'm gonna order.
All right,
this,
I'm gonna
order
grab
this.
that bag of Cheetos right there,
Right, and
as
then
well
I
as
just
the
grab
bag of
everything
Funyuns
else.
and the Bugles
Yeah.
right next to it.
I-
Well, I'm
and
sure there's a way where the computer figures that.
No, but what's going to stop it? I'm sure what it is probably they're going to pitch. You still have to have a guy behind the counter and pay him hourly wages.
Yeah.
Well, then it's not called the vending machine. It's called the
It's called
counter.
exactly. Well,
That's called a vendor kiosk.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that's
It was a product that had a solution for something
For
that
no
nobody
problem.
was
For a
complaining about.
problem that doesn't
That
exist.
doesn't exist,
Yeah.
exactly.
And that's a lot of the IoT trend.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the junk email I've received for CES this year.
yeah, it's like, hey, this is neat, but what does
But
this
why
solve?
did you do
Worthless,
this?
yeah.
Yeah, what does this
Yeah.
solve? This isn't solving.
I'm thinking next week I might
Atari.
bring up a couple of my best emails that I've received this
Yeah.
year for tech products that should not exist.
Yes.
And I think we'll go through those.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be fun.
Was Atari hat?
Okay, there's an Atari.
The speaker hat.
Oh my god.
Which, okay,
So-
at the surface sounds kind of cool.
No.
No.
Okay, no. Okay, okay.
No, it doesn't.
No, okay. At first,
I'm gonna cut you off there.
All right.
The writer of this article on Engadget says every once in a while there's a product that just makes you go, why?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing that I thought, because when I first saw this, because Atari's they're more a video game
Retro
company.
video game.
Okay, all right. I thought this was like some kind of swag that they were going to give out
Right.
at CES. I was like, as a swag item,
Yeah.
this would be pretty awesome.
Right.
But then I read further, it's like, no, this is a product that they're
It's
promoting.
a retail
Right.
product.
And I'm like, no, that's a horrible idea.
Right.
No, see.
The caps retail at $130.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous.
Now, I bought last year, it was Black Friday, they had those Bluetooth beanies. Where they had the speakers built into the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Or, the beanies.
The
they had,
beanie
so,
Yeah.
and it was on sale for Black Friday. It was like $4.99. And it was like an impulse. I was like, yeah, $4.99.
Right.
Sure. I wear enough beanies at
But
but those were horrible
still,
too.
they were horrible. But here's the thing. So those beanie things,
And they're for
right
your ears,
right?
and
These are right here, so everybody's going to
Worst
hear what you're
design.
listening
Yeah.
to.
I mean, that's literally a guy saying, I want walking music the rest of my life.
So
and
like
piss everyone off.
You remember,
Yo, Peter Griffin, I want my own theme music.
Yeah,
you remember the
exactly.
scene in Star Trek 4 where there's that punk rocker on the bus and he's like listening to the
And Spock gives him the
yeah,
vocal
and
pitch.
that's like the modern day version.
Would you turn it down, please?
It's like, could you turn your Atari hat down, please? No, I'm gonna crank it up. Yeah, no. That's,
It means like it's 120. How much was it? $130.
Yeah.
And like where you can
For a
easily
cap.
buy a pair of earbuds for
a really
$20.
good
Yeah.
pair of
Yeah.
earbuds.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I've got a blue.
Which is basically, in your ears. The speakers.
I've got a phenomenal set of earbuds that I paid like $18 for.
Oh, dude,
that are Bluetooth, that are wireless.
the earbuds that comes with my Samsung are great.
Yeah.
You know?
yeah.
Oh, I've got a confession to make.
Did you buy the Apple wireless earphones?
No,
Okay.
I bought an Android phone.
Oh,
What's wrong with that?
that's a coming out of the closet.
He's an Apple guy all the
Oh,
time.
you're an Apple guy.
We're doing the show on a Mac.
What'd you buy?
I'm testing out an Android phone. It's an unlocked phone. It's $150.
Which one?
It's the Huawei, whatever.
Oh,
that
is it the Chinese?
the Honor X6 or something like that? It's a good rated phone,
Yeah.
but it's $150 unlocked. If I Now, see, I'm coming from 10 years of Apple ecosystem from a phone perspective.
Yeah.
Before that, I was on a Palm Trio.
Oh, God.
Wow.
So I've got a lot of investment into the Apple system, not
Going
because
from the Palm Trio to the Apple, I can see why you
yeah.
think Apple's amazing.
You didn't even go
whoa. It's not that I think Apple is the savior of all. I like the phone; it just works. I'm not an Apple fan. I am totally not.
Yeah.
I am not on board the Apple train. In fact, I kind of lost my crap at an Apple store over the weekend.
I know more than you. Shut up.
Yeah.
You did the Ron Swanson into one of the geniuses, huh?
I did.
I
totally did.
Shut up.
I totally did. Anyway, I lost my temper at an Apple store. I'm not proud of it, but I did. But it was kind of... I'm not impressed with the iPhone X. I'm not impressed with the iPhone 8. I'm not impressed with the service they're providing.
The face lock?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a look, and you'll unlock your phone even in the dark.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with any of it, and honestly, the operating system itself is where I like myself. The hardware I could care less about.
Yeah.
As far as how fast the phone is, as long as it's responsive and it does what I need it to do, I'm perfectly fine. It's the responsiveness of the UI, and it's how well it does the things that I need it to do. Which on my phone, it's like surf Reddit, take pictures, and give me GPS directions, and read email. That's all I use my phone for. It's been buggy, and it's been crap on my iPhone 6s, which was a $900 phone. I bought a $150 Android phone that's unlocked that I'm going to try out, and if I like the Android ecosystem, I'm going to buy like a Razr phone or something.
Do the 8.
You're going to like it, I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So I'm on new ground, so come on this journey with me, won't you?
And I will laugh in the background, be like, yeah.
There are so many people who are going to, I told you so. Yeah.
All right, next item. What's the next one?
Yeah, we'll go
Oh,
down.
this next one's like weird one.
Is it a slurping?
Yeah, this is a fork.
The Nissan ramen fork.
The Nissan ramen fork. It's a fork that was invented by the Nissan Ramen Company because they thought there was a problem in the U.S. with people eating ramen
Too loud.
and too loud slurping up their thing. They think that Americans think that slurping their ramen too much is a rude thing.
Yeah.
So they come up with this $130 fork that will help deaden the sound of you slurping.
It's a sound canceling fork.
Well, how does that do that? Because like you're making the sound yourself.
All right.
It produces countertones to what you're doing.
Yeah, it produces countertones to your slurping. So it has a speaker that will listen to your tones and then put out a. Okay. So instead of going like, it'll be. I don't know.
If you've ever tried a set of noise canceling headphones, what it does is it doesn't block the noise from outside. It produces countertones to what you're hearing outside to make you think you don't hear them. That's what this is doing. This is reading the tones of what what people hear outside, and it's producing countertones to you going.
Ramen shouldn't be eaten with a fork. It should be eaten with chopsticks.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, okay, but that's
where the noise canceling.
No, I mean like every ramen place always have the option.
Thus the crappy product.
They assume that when Americans eat ramen that they're using a fork.
Like even
Now, have you ever eaten top ramen with chopsticks?
yes. I buy a bag of chopsticks
Just to eat top ramen, $25, 25-cent ramen.
Restaurants and
I have chopsticks.
No, I have top ramen. But
I cannot eat top ramen now with a fork or a spoon.
Yeah.
It's just
No, I can still. But
I mean, I
when
can.
I go to a restaurant, I'll use a chopstick.
yes. It's funny. Like even
I eat Chinese food. I eat anything with
if I go to any Asian restaurant or whatever, I have to eat with chopsticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the cheap place.
I'll go to Pan Express.
Pan Express.
I'll go
You gotta
Pan
go
Express.
chopsticks.
I go chopsticks.
I go to Safeway. I eat chopsticks. The only
This
time
orange chicken is so authentic with my chopsticks.
Yeah. The only time I don't is I'm close to the end and everything's kind of broken apart. And I'm like, okay, I want to eat this and I'm tired of eating like three
rices at a time.
Exactly. All right, I'm just going to scoop this in with the plastic fork that it came with. But at the very beginning, but what I find too is that...
So how do you like when you go? Do you ever been to like an actual ramen restaurant?
Yeah.
So how do you chopsticks below with the broth though?
They usually give you the
You just use the bowl?
No, well, some
Because they'll give you a spoon. I'm just
some
asking how you
places,
do
like
it.
most pho places, will give you the little
The
big
spoon.
spoon.
Yeah.
Ramen places don't, so you just slurp it off.
slurp
the
it.
side.
Yeah, but I find that if I start using a fork or any kind of metal object, I taste the metal more often.
Yeah.
And even at home, I have the 25-cent ramen.
Yeah.
I'll grill some chicken up, chop it up, throw it in there, a couple other things, spices, and
My college special
do
was
that and just
to
slurp the bowl. And that's my chicken soup. I
Yeah.
don't have chicken soup. I have chicken ramen.
my college special to surviving college life as a very poor college student was to buy the ramen and then try to spice it up a little bit. And
Yeah.
what I would do was buy like the $1 salmon fillets you can get from Walmart.
Oh yeah.
And then do like a butter garlic sauce on top of that and a
really?
pack
Yeah.
of ramen. So I wouldn't use the ramen flavoring, but I'd like add other meats and spices
I always
and things like that.
put like an egg in there, and I'd cook it.
and I've done the fried egg as
I'd
well.
cook an egg with some shallots or something like that.
Yep.
That always.
So it's like a $2 ramen dish that's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easy. Just a little tapatio. That's it.
Well, I do
There you
that
go.
too.
Yeah.
Sriracha.
Sriracha.
No, not just sriracha, just tapatio.
There-
There's a webpage where there's 100 recipes you could do with 25-cent hot
Yeah.
pot.
Oh yeah. There was a time I was at your house and we were again drinking.
Oh yeah, that one was good. Wait,
Wait,
go back.
right.
So this.
We got to get to this one.
yeah.
We got to get to this one.
That was an excellent.
Okay. So there's a couple more. There's the Google Pixel Buds and the Samsung voice assistant. When Google Assistant's already a thing, just freaking use theirs.
Well,
God, Samsung.
Okay, Bixby was supposed to be a thing that learns from you, whereas Google Assistant was just more of a straightforward.
Oh no, they're learning from you. It just takes a month.
Right. Yeah. I know. No, it was the Bixby thing was horrible.
Yeah,
It was
terrible.
It was a big fail.
Came out with the S8, I believe.
The whole thing about the Buds was supposed to do translation stuff.
Which there's other apps.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
But there's-
Did it work?
There
No.
are other apps there are other technology that's doing it
It's
better.
way better.
It's
Yeah.
going to come out within the next 2 years probably, where it's kind of more the Star Trek.
for
not-
live in-ear translation.
Yeah,
This is
live
still-
in ear.
this
Like
is
you wear
still-
one and she wears one.
This is not like I put this in and I can hear what they're saying and translate it. This is still like, here, take my phone and talk into it.
Talk into this.
yeah,
Okay, now
yeah.
I'm going to read what you said.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Can you say it a different way?
Yeah. No, they
Yeah.
have beta
It's
testing
not.
of
It didn't work that well.
you talk, I talk, and I understand you
This
completely.
thing right
This is oh
voice
god.
console for
Yeah.
smartphones.
Want to look like Bane while making an important business
Yeah.
call? You might want the Hush Me, one of the most ridiculous gadgets we've seen this year.
Okay, the idea for this is not a bad thing. I mean, because you've come across these assholes in restaurants and stuff who are talking on an important business call.
Oh yeah, I say totally buy that.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
so somebody who's actually
Sell.
actually sensitive to being a dick
Not my Bitcoin.
would buy one of these
Who's
things.
sensitive to be?
And be like, okay. So they're talking other.
So it's the Bane app.
Yeah, it's the Bane. It's like the Bane phone conversation. That's what it's supposed to be for. It's
I'm even more annoyed now that I can't hear you.
Yeah, it makes you sound like just a muffled business guy. It just makes you sound
On the
weird.
outside, though, but
That's what you look like. That's what you look like when you're talking on this thing. You just look like an idiot.
I like it. I like it a lot.
They need to combine this with their universal translator.
Yeah.
No, they need to combine that. All right, never mind.
They should get the translator to actually translate.
There's a Taiwanese 6-bud. Never mind. That they could.
There's a market for this. We'll talk about it off camera.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off camera. Don't worry about it. Well, there was those kiss apps of you kiss into it, and then
Oh, you're going there with it.
your girlfriend wears the same thing, so it simulates your kiss.
Didn't Big Bang Theory do like
That wasn't kissing, John.
Oh yeah, I censored it.
I know.
That's what I was saying. It's like you do that, and you get to the Taiwanese market and choice of yeah.
all right, what was it?
And on that bombshell, I think that's a good place as any.
And then we add that with the VR.
I think this is as good as a place as any to close for 2017.
All right, yay 2017.
All right, see you next year.
This has been episode 12 Talking Heads. We will be back next week.
Hopefully.
I don't know 2 weeks from now if we will have a show. I will be live in Vegas. I don't know if I'll have a show or not. It all kind of depends on the circumstances. I know I have a party that I'm going to at that point, about where I'm supposed to go live, but I might try to do something live during the week. Stay tuned for that. Thank you all for joining me. It's been a great year. I launched the channel just under 6 months ago. I've got 1,100 subscribers now.
Nice.
So yeah, I am so stoked. Thank you to all of you who watched this show.
I remember when I was number 4.
That's right. Yeah, I think my brother-in-law was number 1, and a lot of my family was like 1 through. Most of my family was 1 through 10.
Please like me.
The rest of the 1,100, that's all you. So thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. Check the video description for my Amazon affiliate link. I actually make more money off Amazon than I do off YouTube. So buy stuff through that Amazon affiliate link. It doesn't matter what you buy. Some guy bought a pair of size 12 Oxford shoes and I made $7 off that.
Makes sense.
So anything you buy off Amazon, it supports this channel without costing you an extra dime. So please do that.
Try the Atari hat.
Try the Atari hat. Buy everything on that Engadget list or I will make bank because I guarantee there's a heck of a lot of markup on that. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. It's been a great year. I hope to a lot more good times in 2018. Stay tuned for the Threadripper build, and if you like me enough to watch me more than just on my channel, check out moddersinc.com and the Modders Inc. YouTube page to see reviews of that case, and a lot more coming very soon. Thank you. We'll see you next year.
Bye.